I've been having a great time. I did go in front of Patrick for a little while, but he can be a real jerk about slowing him down, so I let him go in the front, and then he starts hauling butt down these rocks and these ruts. However, Patrick is exceedingly good at his lines. You'll see in the footage that Patrick is over. He's picking the good line and running great. And I thought that would continue. And so what I've done is basically follow Patrick's line. He rode here yesterday. He obviously knows what he's doing. I'll follow Patrick's line. And I've continued to do that. However, Patrick came down here. Things are looking good, right? Uh-oh, that's not looking good. What happened here? All right, so you're in the soft stuff, so I just stopped. And why did I stop? Because Patrick hit that ravine. I'm not sure if you can see how deep this is, but man, once that soft stuff put him here, there was only one place Patrick and the VSTROM were going, and that was right on the ground right there. I'm glad he's okay. He got right off the bike. He said, I'm okay. And I said, can I do a video and snicker a little? And he said yes. So not only is he unharmed, but he's got good nature too. Patrick earlier assumed I would help him lift his bike, and he said, and I've got Frank here to help me lift the bike. And I tried to dissuade him of that because I do not want to lift his bike. However, when you're riding with someone, even if they're antisocial, you have to help them lift their bike, because you don't know that down the corner you're going to need them to help you lift their bike. So you want to get this ready to roll?
Yeah, let's
well, preferably not roll because we're on a hill.
Well, yeah, this is true. Fortunately, we're aimed to the woods at the moment.
That's true. We'll just roll into these rocks.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's easy.
She's like a feather.
Yep.
All right, you want to come over here? You can put her where you want, or do you want me to?
You're there. See what you can do.
Are we in neutral?
No, we are still in geek.
Help me pull back so we can get out of this rut. She
One.
went from one rut to another.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm running over my own foot.
All right, hang on. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Ah. Okay, I was wrong. It's heavy. Now the problem is, good luck getting on here because there's like a giant rut next to us.
Yes. All right. You stop it where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I've got the brakes. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're just going to have to get you down someplace in the middle. That bike doesn't feel a pound over 650.
All right, guys. Well, Frank helped me pick the bike up, thank goodness. No problem. With one exception. Frank needs to bring that camera over here.
Uh-oh.
I might have a little trouble with my brake.
Oh, look at that.
So, we got some work to do.
Let's try to gently coax that back.
Yes, because I do not have a spare brake lever. So, yes, maybe we can bend it enough that I can use it. Hopefully.
At least if we can bend it enough, you have room so that it's not in your way.
There you go.
Because you're also blocked from even putting your foot down.
Correct. So we got to bend it down here, the thickest part of it, to try to bring it forward enough so the foot peg can go down, and so that, maybe I can even use the brake. So let's get to that. All right, Frank, you got the bike.
I got the bike, it's not going anywhere.
All right, now I am going to try to persuade without braking. Okay, I have access to the peg now. So, how much is a new brake lever going to cost me?
It's a VSTROM, it'll probably cost you 20 bucks.
Cool.
They've been making this since we were in high school almost.
All right, let's see.
You're approaching the point where you have to decide, is it good enough or do I want to snap it?
Right, you got the bike?
I got the bike.
Yeah, that's going to have to be good enough. Although there isn't much movement there. We may be done with my back brake. Oop. We're gonna have to do a little test on that.
Before you get too far down the hill?
Yeah. We may be going back uphill where I need less brake.
Now, I did not have my camera on for the unfortunate drop that Patrick just had. And I'll tell you, that big girl he's riding went up in the air, and I was a little concerned when he first went off the track. Very glad he's just fine. But I want to take a moment just to comment that you learn a lot about a guy when his bike goes down. We all handle adversity differently. We all handle disappointment differently. And I just want to say, Patrick handled that well. He checked himself out. He sat up. He gave the "I'm okay." He didn't panic. He didn't look worried. He didn't have a bad attitude. And then when he discovered that he'd actually pretty severely bent his brake to the point where he couldn't even use the foot peg anymore, he kept a smile on his face and said, "Well, I wish that hadn't happened." So I'm just going to say, I hope you all have the good fortune that I do today, which is to be riding with someone with a really good attitude. Because, you know, we all drop our bikes, things break, stuff happens, and I think it really helps the day when the guy gets up, brushes himself off, puts a smile on his face, and says, "Hey, everything's okay. We're having a great time." And Patrick of Motor Ramblings seems to be that kind of guy. I actually said to him, "Don't take this the wrong way, Patrick. I'm kind of glad you went down." And he gave me the most puzzling look. And then he started smiling, and I imagine he was expecting something incredibly sarcastic out of me because, well, I'm incredibly sarcastic. And I said, "Honestly, I didn't know what kind of guy you were when bad things happen. And I really do like to know. You know, I like to know whether I'm dealing with someone who is going to go, hey, this is part of it. This is part of riding off-road. The bike, at some point, if you're having fun, odds are it's going to end up on its side. And I really like to know what kind of guy I'm riding with when that happens. And now I know, as long as Patrick's physically okay, he's going to be cool about it. And in my opinion, that's the kind of guy you want to ride with. So I will have absolutely no reservations about riding with Patrick because I know that he's got a good attitude. If he's not hurt, hey man, it's just a day out. What happens, happens. All right, Patrick brought us to this water crossing. I thought we were going that way, but he says if I want to, we can go this way. And it looks like a little bit of water. Patrick said it's deeper than it's ever been, but you know what? The power of Greg compels me. The bearded grump would go through here. All right, Greg, that's as much as I'm gonna wash my bike, buddy. Every time I see a water crossing, I think of you. For the bearded grump! Woo! Now let's go back and see Patrick wash off that VSTROM. Copper's gonna swim. Swim, Copper, swim. That was really cold water, by the way. It's March. And while I am entirely in waterproof gear, except my gloves were splashed pretty hard, and they are freezing now. Holy shoot. I have to say, tune in to Patrick's channel to find out where the hell we are, but this place is great.